Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today is an absolutely beautiful day to dive deep into the latest drama unfolding in our favorite city. Grab your drinks, settle in, and let's get right into the absolute madness that is currently taking over our screens. I am literally shaking right now. Someone check my pulse because I am actually spiraling. Well, whatever happens, happens, right, everyone? But I cannot physically process the absolute nuclear bomb that just dropped on my screen. My brain is visibly struggling to load the truth in real time. I am staring at this glowing monitor, my coffee is ice cold, and my sanity is completely shattered into a million pieces. Sienna Bacall just dead-ass threatened Audra Charles's actual life over Noah Newman, and I am completely losing my mind. I need to purge every ounce of love and loathing before I even think about hitting the pillow, because this is piping hot, unfiltered, top-tier, daytime chaos. Look, we all saw the breadcrumbs being laid out, but nobody expected it to escalate to a literal death threat. Are you guys seeing this absolute insanity right now? Let's rewind a second because the psychological build-up to this moment is low-key a masterpiece. We had that seemingly innocent moment at the coffee house in the park where Audra literally hugged Holden Novak over the news of Malcolm being discharged. Holden was stunned. We were all stunned because Audra was actually showing a shred of humanity. But Holden, being the absolute king of reading the room, knew exactly what was up. He warned her. He literally looked her in the eye and questioned if she really wanted to cross Sienna Bacall. And what did Audra do? She brushed it off with that signature smirk, admitting she was fully planning to crash the grand reopening of Noah's club, the Shadow Room. The hubris, the absolute audacity. Seriously, Audra's obsession with Noah is a sickness at this point, no cap. She cannot let this man breathe. She is so deeply fixated on her ex that she is willing to walk into a lion's den just to prove she still has some kind of twisted pull over him. But Sienna? Oh, Sienna is not the one to play with. Sienna is not one of these corporate girlies who is going to send a strongly worded email or try to outmaneuver Audra in a boardroom. No, Sienna just drew a line in the blood-soaked sand and told Audra to her face that if she doesn't stay away from Noah, her life is in imminent danger, period. Basically, I am fully prepared to be canceled for this, but I literally have to say it. Sienna is absolutely mother for this. I said what I said. We have watched Audra manipulate, scheme, and gaslight her way through Genoa City for way too long, and finally, somebody is matching her freak with pure, unadulterated, lethal energy. But wait, is it just me? Is anyone else terrified of what Sienna is actually capable of? Because when she delivered that warning, her eyes went completely dead. There was no hesitation. It wasn't a metaphor. It was a cold, hard, visceral promise. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting a bit off track. My heart rate is just through the roof right now. Let's talk about Audra's reaction, because I am experiencing total emotional paralysis just thinking about it. Audra is terrified. Actually, no, wait, is she? My brain is short-circuiting because 1 second Audra looks like she's about to faint from the sheer terror of realizing she just poked the wrong bear, but then in the next microsecond, she almost looks thrilled, like her toxic little heart is energized by the fact that Sienna is taking her this seriously. No, wait, she has to be shaking. You don't just get told your life is on the line and walk away unscathed. But this is Audra Charles we are talking about. She is a completely unhinged wild card. Look, let's factor in the whole trauma response thing too. We know Audra was triggered by Malcolm's situation because it brought up all that dark, suppressed trauma regarding Amy Lewis's illness. She is already emotionally compromised. She is walking around with her armor cracked. And right at the exact moment she is feeling vulnerable, Sienna drops a literal death threat on her head. The timing is impeccable. The writers are dead-ass cooking with gas right now, and I am devouring every single crumb. Seriously, imagine the absolute spectacle of the Shadow Room's grand reopening now. Noah's over at Crimson Lights with Nick and Sharon, totally hyped about the online buzz, completely oblivious to the fact that his current girlfriend and his toxic ex are currently engaged in a psychological death match. Noah is just like, hey guys, the club is going to be so cool. Check out my retweets while Sienna is out here measuring Audra for a body bag. The contrast is so jarring, it is actually hilarious, but also incredibly stressful. Look, let's talk about the absolute irony of Nick and Sharon sitting there at Crimson Lights, hyping up Noah's club, while literal warfare is being declared in the streets. Nick is so incredibly distracted right now. He is spiraling over Victor, basically holding Matt hostage at the Newman Ranch and putting him through some twisted psychological torture test. Nick is stressing over Nikki, stressing over Lily getting chancellor, and he is completely blind to the fact that his own son is about to be caught in the crossfire of a lethal love triangle. The Newman men are notoriously oblivious, but this is a whole new level of blindness, no cap. Seriously, the parallels in this episode are actually blowing my mind right now. Think about it. We have Phyllis over at Society getting absolutely wrecked by Daniel playing the victim because she got forced out of Newman Enterprises. Sharon is literally chasing Phyllis down to a coffee shop to tell her she needs to fight back and take control. And then on the flip side of town, we have Audra, who refuses to ever play the victim, being handed a literal death sentence by Sienna. It is a masterclass in character foils. Audra would never sit around crying into her latte like Phyllis. Audra is going to weaponize this threat. Wait, is it just me, or does anyone else think Audra might actually frame Sienna for something just to get her locked up before the club even opens? My mind is racing. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting a bit off track again. The adrenaline is just completely taking over my nervous system. Let's really analyze the specific wording Sienna used. Stay away from Noah, or your life is in danger. She didn't say she would ruin her career. She said your life is in danger, which low-key implies she might have connections we don't even know about. Is Sienna mobbed up? Does she have hitters on speed dial? I am dead-ass convinced that Sienna has a dark past that is about to bleed all over the pristine floors of the Shadow Room. Basically, if Audra had even a single ounce of self-preservation, she would pack her designer bags, book a one-way ticket to Paris, and never look back. But she won't. She literally can't. Her ego is a terminal illness. When Holden told her she was going to invite trouble, she smiled. She smiled. That is the smile of a woman who has stared into the abyss and asked it for a dance. But Sienna is not the abyss, honey. Sienna is a brick wall covered in spikes, and Audra is driving a sports car straight into it at 100 miles an hour. Okay, anyway, let's get back to the point. The stakes have never been higher. When Sienna says your life is in danger, we have to take that at face value. This is a physical threat to her existence. And knowing Audra, she is going to view this as a challenge. She is going to put on her most expensive, devastating outfit, strap on her highest heels, and strut right through the front doors of the Shadow Room just to prove she cannot be intimidated. Look, I am vibrating with so much anxiety, I might actually combust. If Audra walks into that club, Sienna is going to snap. We are going to witness a primal, unfiltered collision of epic proportions. I am talking drinks thrown, glass shattered, absolute chaos on the dance floor. And Holden, poor Holden, tried to warn her. He literally told her not to start unnecessary drama, but Audra just cannot help herself. She is a moth to a very dangerous, very lethal flame. Seriously, I need to know how this is going to play out because I cannot sleep. I will be staring at my ceiling until the next episode drops. Will Sienna actually hire someone to take Audra out? Will she do it herself? Is Audra going to hire her own security? This is the kind of high-frequency chaos that makes me proud to be a Day One loyalist. We survive the slow burns just for moments of magnificent catastrophe like this. Basically, my final thought before I absolutely lose my voice from screaming into this microphone is this. Audra Charles better watch her back. Sienna Bacall is not playing games, and Noah Newman's little nightclub is about to become ground zero for the most explosive showdown of the decade, period. Stay safe out there, mutuals, because Genoa City is officially a war zone.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.